Grandma, you know we got to get back to low carb cooking.
I know, and that's what I'm gonna do today, y'all. It's already, it's 1 o'clock. We haven't had lunch, so we're gonna have a late lunch today. I am making my version of a cabbage casserole, of a low carb cabbage casserole. I've looked up lots of videos, lots of recipes on it, and so I just came up. I'm gonna put what I want in mine. So, and I am using a shortcut. I have a whole cabbage right here. I'm not going to use that today because I had some coleslaw mix in the refrigerator and it needed using. So that's what I'm going to use for my cabbage. See it right there? We're doing a low carb cabbage casserole with chicken. I'm putting chicken in mine. So this is 4 cups, and it's got the carrots in it also. And I wanted to put a few carrots, but I said, you know what? This has already got carrots in it, so I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. All right, that was 4 cups of my cabbage. Now, let me get some of this out of my way. I'm putting tomato tomatoes. Some of the recipes use canned tomatoes. I want fresh ones, so I'm putting tomato tomatoes or little grape tomatoes, whatever. This is 1/4 cup of sour cream, 1/2 cup of mayo. This is, let me put my cheese behind me. I've got my oven set on 375. I'm doing 2 eggs. This is my homemade cream of mushroom soup right here that I made with arrowroot. Now, this is what arrowroot looks like. It's just, and it says the serving size is 1/4 cup. I put 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon in 1 cup of chicken broth. Now I could have done this with beef broth, but I didn't want it dark, so I did it with chicken broth. Or you can use xanthan gum. Now xanthan gum is kind of like arrowroot. It just doesn't take nearly as much of the xanthan gum as it does the arrowroot. So, whichever one that you're used to using, please use it. So, and if you're not used to using it, be very careful. Just experiment with it, see how much it's going to take. But it took 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon to thicken it like I wanted mine thickened, about like that. Okay. All right, we've got about 1/2 cup of mushrooms here. Y'all know I'm not fond of mushrooms. Roy loves them. So he's getting mushroom soup and mushrooms today. I didn't put many, I'm not going to put many mushrooms in it though. And I'm doing about 1 cup of onion. And you can slice it, you can dice it, you can chop it, ever how. I'm just kind of, mine is between a chop and a dice. So, all right, that'll be 1 cup, which is like 1 medium onion. All right. Now I'm putting this in raw. I'm putting all my vegetables in raw. And we're putting zucchini squash in ours today. So I'm just going to take and kind of semi-peel my squash. Because I don't want, I'm putting that in my celery. Sorry, y'all. All right, can you see for all this stuff, honey?
Pretty well.
Okay, all right. So I just sort of left a little bit of the peeling. There's a bad spot. I'm going to take that out. I left a little bit of the peeling in. Now, if you want to saute your veggies beforehand, that's fine. But I'm going to cover mine, and I'm going to cook it for like 30 minutes, and I'm going to uncover it, put cheese on top, and let it finish cooking. So, but if you want to make it quicker, you can saute your veggies beforehand and just put the sauteed veggies in. All right. I don't want this in big pieces. So this is 1/2 of a zucchini squash. And I'm just going to cut it in small pieces because everything else is going in kind of in small pieces. All right. I guess I could do the cups for y'all so you know exactly. because zucchini squash come in different sizes. So I'll get a measuring cup and I'll measure for y'all. Honey, help me remember how many I put in there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put my squash. All right, that was 1 cup. I'm going to put it in with my cabbage over here. Now, you can saute any of these veggies that you want to, but I'm just doing it the easy way today. All right, the only thing that's cooked is my chicken. And you can use rotisserie chicken. That's 1 3/4 cups of squash. You can use rotisserie chicken. You can use whatever kind of chicken. I just put mine in a pan, just behind me, pan fried it for just a little bit. So, all right, we're also going in with, I'll use the same cup, with some celery. Now, everybody doesn't like celery. Leave it out if you don't like it. All right, this is a 1 cup measured. So, and I want these green leaves in mine because it just makes them so much better. And they have a lot of flavor too. So do not throw your green leaves in the trash can because it really elevates the flavor in a dish. Okay. Now, leave celery out if you don't want celery. So this is about 1 cup of celery. All right. That's all I'm going to put in there. All right, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to go ahead and put my mushrooms in. That was about 1/2 cup of mushrooms. I'll stir all this up. Now, you can put in yours whatever veggies you want to put in yours. That's totally fine. All right, and I am going to put some great little tomatoes in mine. I want them to cook in it. I'm just cutting them in half. And I'm just going to put them in because I want to mix those in with all my other ingredients. I've got a few here that they were here when Corey was here, when I was having company during Christmas, and they're a little shriveled, but they're delicious. I tasted a one this morning, and they're real sweet. So, just because they don't look exactly plump, that doesn't mean they're bad. Sometimes it means they're sweeter. So, all right, this was about 1 cup of little tomato tomatoes. Now, a lot of people use canned tomatoes in a recipe that I saw. So, just whatever you have. All right. We got those cut up. I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken. This is 3 cups of chicken. I'm going to put it all because this is a meat dish. I mean, it's a cabbage casserole, but I want it to be a one dish meal. Yeah. So, all right.
I do too. That's looking good enough to start eating.
I know. You could stir fry this. Wow. You could stir fry this and it would be delicious.
Yep.
Now, today, y'all, I got a secret ingredient. And some of you may like it. Some of you may not. Some of you may not even know what it is. But I was raised on hominy. Hominy is corn. And it's the way they process the corn.
They put it in acid and it eats the corn.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, my daddy used to tell me, because I loved it growing up. And we had it, not real often, but pretty often. And my daddy used to tell me how his mama, my grandma that lived right down the road, how she would take and get an old wash pot, an old cast iron wash pot, and she would make her own hominy out of corn that they grew. So, to me, that was a fascinating thing because I loved it and I just never knew. And let me show you what it looks like if you're not familiar with it. Just puffed up kernels of corn.
With the outside crust, outside edge, it's all eaten away. So it's just soft now.
Yeah. All right. This is a 15.5 ounce can. I don't know that I'm gonna use the whole can since I'm limiting my other veggies. There's not 15 ounces in here because I drained it. I poured the water off. So there, that was a cup. There's about a cup and a half, maybe a cup and 3/4 in there.
Now this
All right.
hominy is low carb load. It is good in moderate amounts for diabetics or anybody else, but it's low carb load. So at the end of all of this that she's putting in there, when you divide by the total number of cups, then your carb load is very, very low, about 1 GL per cup of the finished product, because a cup of the hominy has about 6 to 8 glycemic load carbs in it. And so when you divide that by the total number of cups, you just don't have a heavy glycemic load at all.
Well,
Something
you got
under
so many other vegetables in there too. So.
And you can add a little bit if you want to each thing. I know you keto fans, you guys, count every carb, and you'll say, well, the tomatoes have some carbs, the onions have some carbs, and all of that is true. But when you look up the glycemic load, the effect on the body, the effective carbs on the body, produces a very low glycemic load, under 3 for this whole dish. So you can eat it.
All right, I have 2 eggs in here. Okay. I lost my whisk, so I get another one. All right, I've got 2 eggs, half a cup of mayo. Now I'll have a recipe for this in the description box, and you feel free to add whatever veggies you want or leave out whatever veggies you want. This is just what I wanted in mine today. Now this is a 1/4 cup of sour cream. And this is going to be kind of our filling. All right, let me beat those eggs. And I've got my 1 cup of my cream of mushroom soup here, my homemade. I have a video on that cream of mushroom soup, but I will have I'll have the link, the recipe down in the description box. Okay. Now this is gluten-free and low carb. This cream of mushroom soup is. And like I say, if you want to use beef broth, that's just up to you, but I did not want beef broth this morning. Okay, let me see if I got everything. I think I got everything in it that I want. All right. I think my dish I got out may be too little. I didn't mean to make one this big. Okay. Pour my filling over it. Like that. And this just got sour cream on it. That's fine. That's what I use for the sour cream and mayo. Okay.
Grandmama, you are whipping up something that's good. I can look at it.
I'm telling you, I hope it is.
Wow.
Yeah. That, y'all.
That's going to be a good casserole.
It looks like it's going to be a good casserole. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It'll be low carb anyway. Low carb load.
Yep.
All right. I'm hoping I was wondering if I was going to have enough filling, but the cabbage, when it cooks, is going to release some of its water because, cabbage has a good bit of water in it. So I think it's going to be fine. Those eggs are going to be a binder too. So you can put, if you don't like sour cream, you can put cream cheese. You just mix it up. You just do it ever how you or your family likes it or whatever you have. So, all right. Now I've got a half a stick of butter in here. And I'm going to kind of, that I have melted. I think I want another half stick. I want a whole stick of butter. That's not much butter. So I'm going to melt another half stick. of butter. I'm gonna do it in my microwave. And I have a soft melt setting on mine, and that's what I melt mine on. Okay, it's 1:10, but sometimes it doesn't take that long. So.
Well, Corey turned the power up for you, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It wasn't cooking right. Corey said, well, Grandma, your power may be turned down. We have no idea how it got to. I never bothered that setting, that power setting, because I don't know how. I mean, but some way it got turned down. So, but that's okay. He fixed it for me, and now it's cooking good. So those of you who watched my video where I was having trouble, the banana pudding. Oh my goodness. The banana pudding. I had to cook it twice as long. All right. It didn't all melt really well, but that's okay because now all of that may not go in there. Oh, I got to put some cheese in it too. Now here, I have two kinds of cheese. I have yellow, sharp, and I have pepper jack. Y'all know I love pepper jack. So, let me measure it for y'all. Now this is the same cup that I use for the hominy, so it's fine. It's all going in the same dish. All right, this is 1 cup of sharp cheddar, 1 cup of pepper jack mixed with a little sharp cheddar, because I did it all in the same bowl. Okay, now you put more cheese, you put whatever kind of cheese as you want in yours, but I'm going to top it with cheese. So 2 cups was enough for me.
Grandma, do you have a bushel basket bowl? Because I really believe you're about to overflow.
Y'all, I'm hoping this is going to freeze well. Because I got a feeling I'm going to have to freeze some of this.
I think we're going to have to put a sign out front, Cabbage Casserole, come in and
Come
eat.
in, everyone welcome, yes. Okay, let me see how much I get in this casserole dish.
I think it'll all go.
This is like the equivalent of a 9 by 13. So it's just an oval shape. It's going to go, but it's going to be full. It's a good thing I'm not putting a topping on it. Now, if you're not keto, if you're not low carb, you can put a cracker topping on this, like Ritz crackers, saltine crackers, mixed with butter. Just top it, but I didn't want all those carbs. Oh, this is a full. I needed a bigger, y'all, I needed a bigger thing.
Well, you don't have a bigger one, so we're going to have to go with this.
I do have a bigger one. I just already have the butter in this. This is going to be all right. Okay. Wow. I already have the butter in this one and everything. So, I wasn't going to mess up another bowl for you to have to wash, baby.
Well, I appreciate your consideration.
Okay. Y'all, that is my version of my cabbage casserole right there. I'm going to cover it with foil for 30 minutes. My oven is set on 375 degrees. Now, if my vegetables were already sauteed, and cooked some, I would not cover it. But I want all those veggies to get done. So, I'm covering it for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to take the foil off. I'm going to sprinkle another cup of cheese on it and let it cook probably 15 to 20 more minutes. It should cook 45 to 50 minutes. So, but I'll let y'all know how long it took when we get back.
Now that's about 10 cups of casserole.
Yeah.
The final product is.
About that.
So to get your glycemic load per cup of serving, divide the 10 cups into the total carbs, which is very low. And I'll put an explanation of that and pin it to the top of the comments if you when y'all look at this video if you want to read a full explanation of why this is low carb load and how I figured it. I'll put it on there for you. Grandma, that looks good.
Y'all,
That looks good.
this looks so good. Oh, I want look. Y'all look at that. Tell you what I'm gonna do. There's a little piece of that hominy, a little piece of tomato, a little onion, a little cabbage. It's done now. I'm just putting cheese over it. Y'all, that is delicious. Okay. I'm gonna turn my oven up to 400. And I'm gonna just let this cheese melt good. Maybe 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. And I had to cook it 50 minutes covered to get all the veggies and all done. So, okay, that's like another cup of cheese right there. I'm gonna put it back in my 400-degree oven and let my cheese, I want it to get a little brown. That's the reason I turned it up. So, we're gonna come back and do a taste test when it gets done. I'm gonna let it cool a little bit because casseroles, especially this one, is so hot in the center. So I'm gonna let it cool a little bit before we do the taste test for y'all. So see you back in a minute. All right, y'all. It's cooled off a little bit. Look at that. Doesn't that look good?
She's never made this before.
No.
It's gonna be delicious.
Ooh. Okay. Oh my goodness.
I can smell it.
It's buttery. Oh. This looks so good, y'all.
Girl, let me have some in other words.
This one's yours. Look at there. Well, I'll take this one then.
Hey, you didn't get any tomato there. I'm just wanting to eat it.
Okay. Give me a taste, baby. Let me see how. Let me get all this off the table.
Unless there's something vastly different from the smell of it. This is wonderful.
It smells delicious. That's good.
This is delicious. Oh my goodness, this is good.
This is so good, y'all.
The hominy, if you're worried or thinking about how it tastes just like the rest of the casserole because it doesn't have a strong. It has a lot of fiber and a very low carb load, low glycemic index and a low carb load.
It gives it a little texture though, because when you bite down on a piece of that hominy, it blends in, but it also gives it a little texture. This is, y'all, this is so good.
Like you're eating a piece of potato. Boy.
This is really, really good. It's got a good bit of juice in it.
It's delicious.
That's because I put everything, all my veggies raw. I put the onions raw, the celery raw, the cabbage was raw.
I like this juiciness. This is delicious.
Yeah, it is very good. All right, y'all. Food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul. Make you some of my version of cabbage casserole. Well, really, I guess cabbage and chicken casserole because it got a lot of chicken in it.
Oh.
See y'all next time.